response from Titanic. Meanwhile, Titanic begins to launch lifeboats, with women and children first. But without a general alarm, many below-deck passengers are not even aware something is wrong. Titanic has 20 lifeboats, enough for 1,178 people, a little over half of those on board. However, a lifeboat drill earlier in the day was canceled, and the crew has the wrong impression that the ship's davits have not been weight tested, though they were in Belfast. So the already too few lifeboats are launched under capacity at an average of only 60% full. As Titanic's bow fills with water, the hull begins to rise out of the ocean. At 2:18 a.m., Titanic splits in half. At 2:20, the stern sinks below the ocean, plunging over 1,500 people into the freezing water. Those in the lifeboats are fearful of getting swamped, and they wait to return. By the time they do, 68% of the people on board Titanic have died. 45% of those lost are from first and second class, 75% are from third, and 78% are crew. The Carpathia arrived at 3:30 a.m., about an hour after Titanic sank, rescuing 705 survivors from the lifeboats. On April 18th, Titanic survivors arrived in New York City, greeted by massive crowds. News of Titanic's sinking had spread around the globe, the tragedy magnified by the glamour associated with the ship and its maiden voyage, and the deaths of many of the era's wealthiest and most prominent people, including John Jacob Astor, Isidor Straus, president of Macy's, and his wife Ida. Ida Straus refused to leave her husband's side, and while Isidor was offered a seat next to her in a lifeboat, he refused to take it while women and children remained on board. Titanic's Captain Smith and designer Andrews also died on board. However, others, like J. Bruce Ismay, survived in lifeboats and were consequently vilified by the press. Both the American and British governments investigated the sinking. The U.S. Senate inquiry was led by Michigan Senator William Alden Smith and interviewed 80 survivors. It faulted the British Board of Trade for not regulating the number of lifeboats aboard and doubted the distance claimed by the crew of the California. As a result of the sinking, ships were required to hold enough lifeboats for all passengers and keep 24-hour radio watch, and a new international iceberg monitoring service was created.